What's up, you guys? April 27, 2024. I'm going to be continuing my experiment with getting more than 5 hours of sleep. I've actually upped my sleep time to 6 hours. But more importantly for this workout, I am going to test arch supporting insoles in my Vivo barefoot boots. So yeah, normally it took me a long time to realize that my feet were pronating much harder than I ever realized, and that was causing all the pain that I've been having in my ankles, knees, back, shoulders, everywhere. So now that I've put them in, I'm going to test the Suitcase deadlift. I have Powerblock Pro dumbbells. These go up to 175 pounds. I'm not sure I'm going to make it to that. I'd like to, but last time I went up to 125 before I put the arch supports in, and that was pretty rough on my knees and everything. So today's going to be we'll just see. All right, these are 35 pounds. I'm actually going to start with some Romanian, Suitcase Romanians. All right, so bending my knee, going to anterior tilt my pelvis, tall chest, going to keep pushing this back. The point is not to see how far I can lower these bells, it's to see how much I can engage my hamstrings from the bottom position here. I'm going to lift my chest up one more time. Whenever I go narrow stance, there's a natural tendency for the knees to want to kind of dive inwards. So I am also aware of preventing that from happening. Okay, now I'm going to go into a more conventional Suitcase deadlift. Sitting into my legs a little bit more. I want to be able to land each bell. From here, I'm going to place the weight over the arch of my feet, lift my chest. One more time. Cool. All right, so as with all my workouts, before I turn on the camera, I don't do any warm-up, or I don't do cardio, I don't do foam rolling, stretching. My warm-up for all my workouts has always been just a light version of whatever I'm going to do. So these blocks that I'm adding to the dumbbells, they weigh 15 pounds. So that'll now bring the weight of these dumbbells up to 50 pounds. Okay. Weight on the arch of my feet, especially now that they're supported. I'm going to push my legs out as I lift my chest up. Feels good. So I've been wearing the arch supports in all my shoes, even going so far as to, in Hawaii you're not supposed to wear shoes in the house, but my wife has made a special allowance. I have a special pair of white shoes that also have arch supports in them, so even when I'm indoors, I'm never allowing my ankles to evert or pronate down towards the ground, because I have badly overstretched the ligaments on the medial malleolus of both, of both, not paying attention, of both ankles, which has caused the inner part of both ankles to just become very swollen. And there we go. Okay, adding another 15-pound block to the dumbbells brings the weight up to 65 pounds. All right, I like using dumbbells for this. especially these, because they force me to really get down deep. And that allows me to really test my knees and my ankles. But also started the peptides up again, so, but that was just yesterday. All right, here we go. And this is the actual number of warm-up repetitions that I do. I don't spend a lot of effort on doing a lot of reps. I know these weights for a lot of you would be light, but the way I try to move my weights, I try to see how much I can get out of just 2 to 3 repetitions, and then I'll add more weight, especially if I really would like to be able to lift the full 175-pound dumbbells, but even even on a deadlift, that's a lot of weight for this guy. So I'm going to conserve my energy on this warm-up portion. Okay, so these dumbbells now weigh 80 pounds. Here we go. That felt really good. I'm just realizing over let's see, I've been wearing the arch supports in my shoes for, I think, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 6. So for 6 days. And the difference has just been so huge. Like even at this weight, this is what, 95 pounds? The last time I did suitcase deadlifts just without the supports, and at this weight I was feeling the knees, and I now realize how misaligned my bones were from having my arches just fall inwards towards the ground. So okay, 95 pounds. Felt good. All right. So like I said yesterday, I restarted, I started using the BPC 157 and TB 500 peptides after a 10-day layoff. And I stopped because I'd been using them for 2 months straight, and just it's just a good thing no matter what you're taking, creatine, coffee, whatever. If you're using it for more than 2 months, take a little break and let your system resensitize and reset to whatever it is that's constantly going into you. So, but I also realized 10 days ago that I wasn't giving the peptides a chance to work because I was still only getting 5 or less hours of sleep every night. And I hadn't realized yet that my pronating ankles were causing all years worth of all this knee stuff and It's going into my hips everywhere. Where are we at now? Okay, we're at 110. Just gonna do one. Wedging my hips under, getting my chest as high as I can, pushing out with my legs to lift my chest up. Here we go. All right. All right, that felt pretty good. So, over the last 6 days that I've had the arch supports in, after months of my ankles being swollen and getting progressively more swollen to the point where I could barely circumduct them or rotate them in circles, in 6 days the swelling has gone down to about half of what it was. Now, I'm going to guess it's going to take me at least a month for those tendons to actually heal because they've been overstretched. And, yeah, just overstretched and malpositioned for such a long time. But at least the stress on them is off, and that is really that's done wonders for everything. And that'll now give now they've got the arches corrected, it'll give the peptides a fair chance to actually heal those tendons. Okay, 125. All right. Whew. Whew. Starting to feel that. Ah, shit. Okay, here we go. I'm really grateful to have this barbell set, dumbbell set, I should say, because if I had to bring out this much weight in barbell plates and have to change them out, that would just suck. So this is really nice and convenient. All right. Okay. Now as I'm adding the bigger plates, the weight has increased to 145 pounds per dumbbell. So this set is relatively new. This will be literally my first time ever suitcase squatting. Powerblock 145 pound dumbbells. It's a buzz. Whew. Okay, so for me, that felt heavy. That was pretty tough. But What the hell? Let's take a look at 160. I like being able to lift these weights from low on the ground, because you probably are noticing that it forces me to round my back in a way that could be considered not good. But a lot of the things that matter to me require being able to move a heavy, sometimes struggling weight with my back rounded and not in the best position, or in a position that's considered good form. And my thing has always been, I'm not really in shape unless I can lose form and handle it. So at the same time, I know there's a lot of debate on round back lifting, but when my back is rounded, I'm actually stretching the fascia of my back. If you imagine putting 10 leotards on your body, the kind of elasticity those 10 leotards, or whatever you call them, bodysuits, that's where I'm trying to put this weight. So I know it looks like it's going onto my spine, but I'm trying to spread this over the fascia of my back and everywhere else. Okay, now this is 160 pounds. And this for me is, once again, I have never lifted. I don't even remember the last time I lifted any pair of dumbbells that weighed 160 pounds. So this is going to be interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay, that came down a little crooked, but you know, lifting the weight is always a good thing, but to me, what's much more important than lifting a weight is how I lower the weight. I understand people like to drop weights, but I've never been one to do that. To me, the most valuable part of the lift, and the part that shows me whether I really control the weight or not, is the lowering part. So and also how I lower one weight kind of gives me an idea of whether or not I can and should progress to a higher weight. So this is the full enchilada. This is 175. Okay. So I would call this, even for me, a deadlift at 350. That is heavy. So a suitcase deadlift from this height, that's also going to be a very maximal lift. I'm going to commit to this, but at the same time, I'm not willing to die for it. Say what you want about that, but we'll see. Another reason why I'm wearing boots. Never know when that was gonna land. Okay. That was heavy. Okay. Believe it or not, I'm done. And that never would have happened with my feet the way they were. I know that for sure. Because my knees and my body was stressing, but my bones were stacked properly and my muscles were all pulling and pushing in the right direction, so that was cool. All right. I might do some pull-ups now, but if you're still here, appreciate you. Much love and aloha.